My family is from the countryside, and they owned cars a long time ago. No more this time. And I am from the Shahri tribes, the original people of this country. I am about 70 years old, and I did my military academy in England. I was a captain in the armored car regiment in the Treasure Oman Scouts in Sharjah, the Emirates, and I did my university in history, and this is my background.
Okay.
Well, you see, I believe even from my, the beginning of my age, that this country is a very important country in the history of the Arabia, because this is the land of al-Ahqaf, and this is the land of the people of Ad, which is the original land of all the Arabs came from this area. And now the middle of this area is called the Balad al-Shahr, and the land of Shahr are related to a person called Shahri, is the forefather of the people of Shahr people. And the Shahra call themselves and their language and their area after their forefather. So I believe that this is a very important history, country through the ancient history. So I thought I have to look for this history or the history of this area, because I believe that all the Arabs, they have their own civilizations and they have their own culture and writings and everything. And when I read the Sapaean writings and the Himyaric writings, I thought maybe we have the same writings and related to these people. But later on, I thought this is a unique area, and it has a very ancient language and must have their own culture. Well, you see, the Shahri language is a very ancient Arab language, and the most ancient Arab, or Semitic as they call it, language still existed in the world. This is a very important language. We need to preserve it. We need to record about it. We need to ask the elders, the people, about the ancient names and the ancient words. And we are trying, because the new generation is not interested anymore in this language, and because the elders are passing away, the words will go with them, and the names, the ancient names, will go with them. And the writings which we found in here, which has not been deciphered yet, must have written by the Shahri language, which is the most ancient language here, and the Shahri names and the words. If we didn't record these, then the Shahri will not, the writing will not be able to decipher. So the new generations are not interested, the old one vanishing, and we're trying to record as much as we can from these older people. So I'm afraid that the language will go when those older people gone. Well, I think there are some people now, even younger generations, feel that this language has to be looked after, at least for some times, or to be taught in an institute or in the university or somewhere in the country. So they think if we opened an institute for it, or any study for it, we will be able to preserve and keep the language, because many people, they wanted to learn it, even younger people, even locals, and they wanted to learn it in the way, the cultural way, like grammars, and they wanted to know everything about it, and even to keep the ancient names of the land, of the people, of the areas, all the names, stars and everything, to keep them in their mind. And this is one of the hopes, Well, there are some other people trying to record the language and to pronounce the words and keep some words and names and everything. And this is, it's one of encouraging things that the people doing. But unfortunately, they are not doing it on the scientific way. To keep the letters, to organize, to recognize the letters, to put them like the scholars. They have their own letters, which is, they call it the Ipa system. And now we're trying, and many people, they're trying to put some letters for this language in the computer, so we can type it and recognize it. And this is, some people still, now started to recording the language. Well, I don't know about many people, or some people, they have recorded something, and they have written some books about the vocabulary in their own way. But unfortunately, as I said before, you can't read them unless you type them again. What I'm doing is, because the writings that we have found has not been deciphered, and because the culture of this country is a very important, and all the scholars think these writings belongs to the Shahri language, and everyone said, you are the person, for me, you are the person who can decipher this language. So I thought, if I stay years and years trying to decipher the language, maybe I will not be able to succeed. So by that time, I will lose time and lose a lot of words from the elders. So I recorded a lot of vocabularies and a lot of names. So I have 9 books about the Shahri language to print, in addition to 2 books already has been printed. Those 9 books about the Shahri language, but it is about the grammar, about the vocabulary, about how to learn the Shahri language in 3 languages, Shahri, Arabic, and Shahri, English. And also some names of almost, many things about the country, places, stars, animals, and, lots of things. So this is the important, and I think what I've done is more useful than trying to decipher the language. Well, the problem is, this time the people, they don't need this language anymore. They cannot work with it, they cannot teach it, they cannot, nobody is accepting this language anymore. So it's not the language for work or for anything, only the language for the scholars to study. So the generations, they said, why should bother about the language? We have Arabic language, and we have English language, and we can work and get jobs on this language. And also our religion is in this language, in the Arabic language. So it's not that important anymore. Well, if we still preserve this language, from this language 60% now, I think with 20 years' time, I think only about 10% will remain there. That's, you know, I hope it will not, but this is what I think. Because the people, 70 to, not the 70, more than 80% now, they don't pronounce even the Shahri letters. They don't know how to pronounce it. They pronounce it in a different pronunciation. Of course, they know the language, but they don't speak it fluently, like it's a slang language in their tongues. So they don't pronounce those letters. Unless they pronounce the Shahri letters, which is pronounced in Shahri language, nobody will understand what you're saying, because the pronunciation gives you the meaning of the letter and the word, and that's it. Not yet, because I have not, nobody has worked on it, and you know, somebody else than me, and I am not working on it. Even the language, the same letters and the same writings in Colorado, nobody is trying to decipher that language, because they said, this is your language, this is your letters, and once you decipher your language, it means the Colorado ones will be deciphered immediately. And I am trying. Now I have those books ready. I have lots of things has been recorded ready, and I'm trying. I will try next year to give at least 4 to 5 months only to decipher the language. So I will lose 5 months to decipher the language, I mean the letters. I hope I will, you know, succeed, but anyhow, I don't know. Well, the Americans, they found writings in Colorado, Oklahoma, and New Mexico, and they call it the Old World writings, which means from Arabia areas. And those are, you know, like our Sabaeans and Thamodic and all these things. They said this is the Thamodic writings, but because the similarity of their inscriptions and the Thamodic inscriptions, but in the Thamodic inscriptions, 28 letters. In Colorado letters, 33 letters. And when they saw my books, they found the same letters, the number 33 letters, the same shape, and the same way that they write it down. I mean, they write it. So they said, no, we were wrong. It is not from Thamodic inscriptions. It is from Dhofar inscriptions. And they think it is the Shahri, one of the Shahri alphabet system. And we wrote an article, I wrote with the experts in America an article about those. And then after 10 years, the scientists agreed that those writings came from Dhofar, and this is one of the Shahri alphabets. Good. There is a proverb in Shahri language about a snake, a huge snake. The proverb in Shahri, we say, "Her hot ksfot, yihabisat remn," means if the snake wanted to, you know, to eat everything or to destroy everything, the god throws it into the sea. So I asked it why they say this. They said there is a story. The story of the snake is a big snake. We have 3 main things which is existed all over the world: a huge snake, a huge bird, and a huge giant person. And those huge things existed in Dhofar in our stories, and they say it is in Dhofar. One of those is the snake. So there is a story from a man, said he was coming from the city going to the countryside at night, and when he became under a high mountain, he saw a light coming on the road. So he stopped there, and then the light passed him. There was a big snake, and a man is on the neck of the snake with a light, big light. And the man asked the man on the snake, he said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm what do you call him, an angel. I am an angel." And he said, "Why you're standing there, and why the snake, you guiding this snake?" And he said, "This snake wanted to eat the people, wanted to destroy everyone, and the God ordered me to throw it into the sea." So he said, "Don't go." The angel said, "Just wait there until the snake finished." So the man passed on the neck, and then after about another half an hour, and the snake is moving, another angel came in the middle of the snake with a light. He told him the same story, and then he waited, and then another angel came on the backside of the snake with the same story. So when the snake passed away, he walked up to the mountains where he wanted to go. This is one of the stories. Well, we have, in a joint person, for instance, it's a story. I asked the Shahra, people who are living in al-Halaniyat or Korea-Moria Islands, and they have a story of a giant Shahri person. His name is Sanaq bin Anaq, and sometimes they call him Marzuq. And the story of this man, they said he's a Shahri, he's from that island, and he can walk in the ocean, walking, and then you take the fish and burn it by the sun, close to the sun, and eat it. And so he's very high, he's very tall as the mountains. And he said, they said, before he died, a few days before he died, he threw a big net of a fish net, and it was about 1 kilometer long, that net. And when he died, they couldn't find a place for him to bury him, so they cut him into pieces and put a big graveyard for him. This graveyard still called after his name. Well, the Shahr people are Arabs, races. All the Arabs, we believe, the Shahr people believes that the Shahra and all the Arabs are the people of Ad, who came. Ad is as the Quran said, وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ خُلَفَاءَ مِنْ بَعْدِ Nuh, for the people of Ad. And the people of Ad in Al-Ahqaf. Al-Ahqaf is from Hadramaut eastwards to Ras al-Had, and some people, they said, even to the Arabian Gulf. The middle of Al-Ahqaf is Bilad al-Shahr, which is where we are now in Dhofar. The Shahra people call themselves after their father, Shahri. So Shahr ibn Shaddad ibn Ad. So the Arabs created their civilization here thousands of years ago, and then when they became bigger and stronger, they spread all over Arabia, and they formed their own kingdoms and their own civilization everywhere. The remaining people, the original people who remained in here, are the Shahra people, and the Mahra people, because they're all from the same origin. So the Shahri people considered the most ancient Arab races still existed in the most ancient Arab land, in this land. Well, first book is called كيف ابتدينا وكيف ارتقينا بالحضارة الإنسانية من شبه الجزيرة العربية ظفار كتاباتها ونقوش القديم. It means how we begin and created the human civilization from Arabian peninsula. Dhofar, its ancient inscriptions and writings. This is published in 1994 and 1994, yeah. And the other one is the language of Ad in 2000. About the first one is Arabic and Shahri, in Shahri and Arabic. The second one is in Arabic, Shahri, and English, Shahri also. It's about the folklores and proverbs and the Shahri people and their tribes and their divisions of the land and their names and everything. So in both, Arabic and in English. So these two books. And the other books, which is now ready to be printed, hopefully the government will print them. It's 9 books ready. 2 books, one book is about how to learn Shahri language. It's in 3 languages, Shahri and Arabic and Shahri in English. The other one is about folklores and proverbs, in addition to what I have written already in 3 languages. And these are 4 books, 3 dictionaries about the Shahri words, and 1 about the Shahri grammar in Arabic and Shahri, and the other one is about the handcrafts in 3 languages. I hope somebody will rent them for me. All right. هي شوي علي رحمة در محش هي الشحري ركبي من ركبتها به عمري 70 عيون به كيلو من الشحري به يعني كين شان الهوتي بكيلو داكن إنسان قاطع الهوتي بمقار سفرك داكن إنسان سفرك بعد لهم عريت بعد لهم انجليزيه بس هم كدبون غيره بس الشحري والغد كيني الله بدعاكلش بهي ذن شوي بنعظن هبون هبك بسالت بك شوك بشيني الحمد لله شي ثلاثتيني بثروت وانتي